From High Point, North Carolina, the town better known as Little Chicago, it's time for the Friday Night Gamble! Featuring Matt Walsh and his co-host, the pride of Charlottesville, Virginia, Raymond Hitman Brooks. I'm your MC, Tony P, and tonight's special guest is none other than Tad Walters. Join us for 45 minutes of fun and great music. Now, let's get it started and welcome our host, the Statesville troubadour himself, Matt Walsh.
Hey honey, how's it going? My name's Matt Walsh. This is my co-host up here, Mr. Raymond the Hitman Brooks. And you're back here for episode 3 of the Friday Night Gamble. Don't be fooled by imitators, fear the originators. And tonight, I have my main man over here, Mr. Tad Walters. Man, we've been buddies how long? And I've been admiring, when it comes to blues musicians, I am pretty picky. When I was 14 years old and I knew who Robert Johnson was, I wouldn't even talk to you if you didn't know who that guy was. Tad Walters, I think, is one of the best blues musicians out there and definitely one of the finest in North Carolina. Welcome to the show. I'm glad to have you here.
Yeah, man, good to be here.
Well, why don't we just go ahead and start on out with a live performance from you.
All right.
And cut straight to the chase, you know.
Well, let's do that old Billy Boy Arnold tune. I wish you would.
I wish you would. Hit it, man.
I can't help myself. I wouldn't mistreat you for no one else. Hugging and kissing late at night. Freezing little baby and feeling alright. Tell me, little mama, what you trying to do? You're trying to love me, baby, and some other man too. Mama, that just won't do. I'm crying and pleading, it don't do no good. Want you to come back, baby, I wish you would.
God Almighty, son. Damn. How about that, man?
Yeah, man.
Some good stuff. How about a team drink, folks? That good stuff right there.
Team drink.
Our show tonight is brought to you by our friends at Forest Saints Brewery down in Asheboro, North Carolina. Me and the movers have been played down there a couple times, haven't we, Ray?
Oh, yeah.
More than a couple. We got this thing here tonight called You Asked For It. I guess somebody asked for it. I don't know who asked for it, but somebody asked for it. This is a session IPA. Y'all go down here and support these folks down here at this fine brewery. I think they're giving out some takeout stuff still, just like all the other breweries and the restaurants and everything like that. Let's, hell, cuz, let's crack this thing open and see what they got. Y'all ready? If you got your drink at home, I hope you're drinking with us. Let's do a big team drink. Send one out here to these folks out here. How about team drink?
Nope.
Mighty fine, mighty fine. Good Lord Almighty.
Hang
Now,
on, I'm
listen,
almost done.
listen, he about got the whole thing gone. Look, I've been waiting to get this guy on here for a minute. For a minute, because the show's only been around. This is the 3rd episode. But Tad, I want to do a good interview with you, son. And I want to tell the folks out there some stuff that they don't know about you,
All right.
per se. And I'm going to ask you the first question here that we got. How long have you been playing music, and what got you started?
Oh, let's see, about a year.
You're 70 years old now, so
Yeah. About 30 years or so. Something,
Yeah.
30
right.
something years.
And so how did you get started, man?
Well, I started out playing violin when I was in elementary school.
You play violin, and he ain't just messing. You're not just messing.
I
with me
mean,
now.
I just played it in school. And
Because you gotta be careful with this guy. Sometimes he'll mess with you and give you some crazy old wonky answer that don't make no sense with reality.
We'll get to those in a little
We'll get to those in a little bit.
But yeah, and then I picked up my mother's guitar. She had a little.
So your mama played guitar,
She did a little bit.
like yeah,
And a little Spanish guitar, nylon
classical
string
guitar,
guitar.
yeah.
And I just started messing around with that thing. So that's my first instrument.
Yeah. All right.
I didn't really take the violin very serious.
Yeah.
Not until I begged her for guitar lessons. So that's the way that happened.
So did you go get guitar lessons or?
Yeah, we did until one day we went by the music shop there, and a guy had split town. You know, he just took off all of a sudden. So.
You know, maybe you were the reason why.
I like to think that's what happened, but you know, I was just too much rock and roll for him. I think it was just too much for him.
What say you, Hitman?
Who's your favorite band or musician you're currently listening to?
Or you mean new ones, or
Any of them.
Either.
Just
Yeah.
what you listening
I
to.
don't really listen to
Anything.
anything much new stuff. A lot of Jimmy Vaughn lately with the jazz
Jimmy
record
Vaughn.
he put out.
You can't. That organ trio is pretty hot.
That's it.
That's pretty hot stuff.
That's
man.
ridiculous.
You can't get past that organ trio now.
Well, we got to play on a gig with that.
Oh, you did?
And we opened up for him. And
Okay. Was that up in Ohio?
Yeah.
Now you're from Ohio, right?
I was born in
Ohio.
Born.
Yeah, but you're
Northern
based in
Ohio.
North Carolina, boy, down
Yeah,
here.
I grew up here.
All right.
Kakalaki.
All right. So what's your pet peeves as a musician?
I missed that one while I was reading through those earlier. People reading through or asking me questions I don't know the answers to.
Yeah, that's a good one. Hey, I can get behind that. I can get behind that.
Let me think. I don't know right now. Probably right now I'm not having any work.
Yeah. I think that's everybody's pet peeve as a
That's the
musician
worst
right
one.
now.
That's the worst one.
What you got, Hitman?
Who's the best musician you know that's not famous?
That's not famous?
Me and Hitman?
There's
Me and Hitman?
Yeah.
Me and Hitman?
is that what I was supposed to say?
That's what you're supposed to say.
You would hit me, Matt Walsh would hit me, Ray hit me. It's hard to say. There's a guy from Raleigh named Dave Smoke Break Andrews, who's a guitar player.
Now I had a
He's
feeling
a
you was
bad
going to
dude.
mention him because you guys used to play some hot jazz together.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, all right.
he took me to school on the jazz stuff.
Yeah.
And,
Like smooth jazz, to straight ahead, swinging.
when he started goofing off, he started playing that smooth jazz mess. But no, we're talking Eddie Lang and Lonnie Johnson.
Right,
stuff,
right.
you know,
Old
yeah,
1920s jazz.
yeah,
Big band.
all that kind of stuff.
Guitar playing. Guitar pickers.
Well, yeah.
So now this one, Tad's gonna probably have a colorful answer. Tad used to give guitar lessons. Where did you give guitar lessons?
A few different places in Raleigh.
But this guy he'd come and tell me about his guitar lessons. And they weren't your average guitar lessons. Tad would have these kids like doing push-ups and stuff. Tell them a little bit about that stuff, doing push-ups and military drills over about the guitar.
I said, you know, your mama's paying good money for you to come in here, and now you're either going to learn how to, they didn't practice, you know, so when they don't practice, they're not going to learn nothing. So I said, well, drop and give me 20, because you're either going to learn how to play guitar, or you're going to get in shape. And I'd have them walking around.
But tell them the story about when you just sometimes make them put the guitar. Sometimes he just make them put the guitar on the ground.
down on the stand over there, and just stare at it. And keep your ears open.
Well, I'll reenact here.
Put the guitar on it. Put the guitar. Don't look at me. Look at the guitar. Now just sit there and stare at that thing for a second.
When's my mom supposed to come?
You hear
Pick
anything?
me up.
That's 20. You keep them. We're adding more to them. Now, do you hear anything? The
Well-
guitar don't play itself now, does it?
Huh?
Right. You're funny, dude.
Cool, dude.
What instrument would you play if you didn't play, what you play now?
Piano. I can't play piano.
Why would you choose piano?
Because I love piano, and I just can't. It's backwards for me as far as coordination, and it's too hard.
That's the way I feel, man. Listen, I've tried to play piano a couple times, and every time I start to play, I just get lost. I can't find, it's not like
It's got
it's
too
not
many
like a
notes on it.
fretboard. Yeah, it's got too many damn notes on it. So that takes me back to, I didn't finish the question.
Oh,
All right. So advice to young musicians, other than look at the guitar and do push-ups.
don't be a musician. Get a job. Get a real job that pays money and puts food on the table, and then practice. Keep all that stuff in the can, and then
There's always
sometimes
barber
come out.
college. Right.
And, there's always, right now there's nothing for anybody.
There's
so,
none.
and certainly not for musicians. So keep that in mind.
That's right. What you got, Hitman?
What's your most notable experience as a musician?
Most notable experience?
Yeah.
I mean, there's a bunch of them.
Yeah, I guess we should go ahead and let the cat out of the bag. Tad has played with a lot of blues legends. You just count them all. Hubert Sumlin, Pine Top Perkins, Willie Big Eye Smith, Carrie Bell. Good Lord. Billy Boy Arnold, who we did that first song, I Wish You Would, that we was by.
Well, there was one time that we were on live TV up in West Virginia, and we were playing with Hubert. And I was playing bass, I think, and standing behind him. I didn't see what was going on, but he had turned around. We're filming this in front of a bunch of people, and it's on national
Soundstage,
TV.
right.
Yeah, something like that. And he turned around and was like shaking his head, and I was like, "Oh man, what did I do this time?" But what had happened is he had spit his teeth. He went to sing, and his teeth popped out. But he caught him in his hand. He was playing guitar, and he caught him in his hand. So we had to stop and go back and redo it while he get his teeth straightened out.
I got a good Hubert Sumlin story for you. One time, the first time I ever played with Hubert, we were in the Outer Banks. And, I didn't know anything really to say anything to him or anything like that. And so we were backstage, and he had that little Sunburst Stratocaster that he carried around, And I just said, that's a cool Strat. And he said, cool, you want to play it? And so then we went out to play the song. Well, I was playing bass, a little Super pocket bass.
Mm-hmm.
And we were doing Sitting on Top of the World. And next thing I know, Hubert looks over to give me a guitar solo because we had that little It was a Supro pocket bass, folks. And for those of y'all that don't know what a Supro pocket bass is, it's a bass, but the neck on it is about as short as this guitar here. So he thought I was playing guitar, I guess. And he tried to give me a guitar solo. So what do you do when Hubert Sumlin gives you a guitar solo and you're playing a bass?
Well,
We sure as hell don't do no damn funky bass solo, right?
well,
So I just started singing the next lyrics to Sitting on Top of the World, and he said, yeah!
yeah, he was a great man.
Great man,
One of my
Hubert Sumlin, man.
favorite guitar player.
Yes, sir, man. Yes, sir. And a lot of famous guitar players' favorite guitar player, too. Jimmy Page, Eric Clapton, all. You go on down the line.
Mm-hmm.
So what were your goals starting out as a musician?
Well, I wanted to play loud guitar, really loud, and just piss everybody off. That was it.
You told me one time that you just wanted to be better than anybody out there doing it, you know?
Oh, yeah,
And
that's-
that's hey, man, I get behind that. That's, if you ain't trying to
Well,
do
that-
that, then, you
Well,
know.
see, now after I got, got the loud guitar part down, and I said, man, I kind of like this, so I started practicing. Practicing is the key,
Right. Yeah.
and especially when you're young and trying to learn how to do it, practicing all the time, every day.
You know, I got
So,
paid.
you know.
I got paid to practice.
You did?
I got paid. I got paid to learn how to play guitar.
That's backwards.
You want me to tell you how it worked? Yeah, it is pretty backwards. So I had this job out in the country at this video store named T-Town Video. It was
Oh,
based
okay.
out of this place called Troutman, North Carolina, T-Town. But, I mean, it was out in the country, so during the week, we'd only have, like, in an 8-hour period from Monday through Thursday, you'd have maybe 8 customers, something like that. So finally, I just started taking my guitar out there and trying to learn how to play. And it was a great gauge of how I was doing, because people that would come in the shop, I just keep playing while they're in the shop.
He's running them out.
And so, yeah, if I ran them out, if they come up and say, hey, it sounds pretty good, man. So anyway, everybody on this show, we ask them a question like this in the interview portion. We like to mix our interview up and not have the same old questions. And I feel like we've learned a good little bit about you. But if you had to pick between these guys, you know my guys. You got, number 3 back here, the werewolf.
Whoa. What was that?
He don't bite. He don't bite. He ain't gonna bite you, man. But anyway, we got him. You know Buddy Hardwood. Hell, you look just a little bit like his damn cousin tonight.
Oh, that guy?
Yeah. Troublemaker. You know he ain't no good. And you know
Stole
Cowboy.
my sunglasses.
And I don't know if you know, I don't know if you know Cowboy. You know that old boy? Cowboy? Are you familiar with that fella?
Yeah,
All right.
we used to work at Jiffy Lube together.
Yeah, he had a job before he had his taxi cab business. He worked down at Jiffy Lube. I did not know that. So you used to work with the boy down at
Yeah, he got fired.
Well, cousin, tell me this. If you had the choice to pick between Buddy Hardwood, the werewolf, or Cowboy to front a band and be the lead singer, who would you pick?
That,
Yeah, man. All right.
You know, man, I noticed you never talk about Chad.
Well, Chad's back there. You know, Chad, slide around there, right, a little bit so they can see Chad over there. That's Chad. Chad does hang out here with us up here. It's Cowboy's mannequin. I don't know if y'all can see him or not. So anyway, we like to build a band around the werewolf. So if you could build a band around the werewolf, guitar player, bass player, drummer, all that stuff, and they can be living or dead, who would you pick?
to build a band
Yeah, you got to build a band. Who would the guitar player
to
be?
back him up?
Yeah.
Well, you can probably just get Wolf's band.
Just get Howlin' Wolf's band. That makes sense.
Why
That's
not?
like the
You know,
best go-to
get
answer
Wolf's band.
I've heard yet on this. Yeah, for Wolf. Why
He'd fit
not?
right in.
Yeah. You get Sumlin on there.
Well, Hubert,
Yeah. All right. So we can just get. Well, what version of Wolf's band? I mean, you got a lot of versions. You got the Ike Turner, Willie Johnson version. You got the and what was that drummer in there? What was his name on those old Sun
Willie
records?
Steele was the
Willie
drummer.
Steele. Willie
Uh,
Steele.
He had Willie Johnson and then Henry Gray.
Henry Gray, who just passed away recently too.
He had Ike Turner on piano too.
Yeah.
And then
Ike Turner.
Ike Turner, folks. You know, let's talk about Ike Turner for a minute. Can we? Let's. You know, I want to take a little time here on the show and clear up a lot of stuff about Ike Turner. Let's talk about Ike Turner. You think Ike Turner got a bad name? Because let's face it, that now you talk about Jackie Brinston's "Rocket '88" was considered the first rock and roll song.
I know some people that started out,
And Ike Turner played on that, y'all.
and there was a drummer that started out with Ike and Tina. That movie came out.
What's his name?
About
You
Tina
play
Turner.
with him sometimes.
His
right?
name was Kennard Johnson.
Okay.
And he's
That's not the
passed
same
now.
guy you play
No,
with sometimes
no.
down in. Okay.
Bubba Norwood is the guy.
Bubba Norwood. Let's give a shout out to him. Yeah.
Well, Kennard, he said when that movie came out, he said, "Man, that movie made Ike look good." But then at the
You
same
may be
time,
making me look bad.
but at the same time, you know, he said some other stuff. But I won't get into that.
But Ike Turner, man, I mean, it's sad that
I mean,
that shadows his contribution to music.
I think
because
he's one of the great. He's a great.
he's one of the
musician.
greatest, man.
He's
Ever.
awesome.
Yeah,
He's amazing.
one of the greatest there was, man, as far as R&B music back in the '50s and rock and roll too.
Guitar
I mean,
playing, yeah.
Guitar playing.
He fired Jimi Hendrix.
Did he?
Bubba will tell you that because even Jimi Hendrix wasn't with him for but a minute because Jimmy wouldn't do what Ike wanted him to.
Right. He wouldn't do. Jimmy didn't do what anybody wanted to. We got Jimmy back there on the wall.
Yeah.
Folks, let's do it.
That's one of my favorite musicians right there. Is
Jimi Hendrix.
Jimi Hendrix.
I know you got the wah wah. I mean, you got the whammy bar on your guitar and all that good stuff.
Yeah, do that.
Well, let's do another team drink. Folks, if you're out there drinking, having a good time, I hope you're enjoying the Friday night gamble tonight, honey. We got Tad Walters up in the house. We got Hitman Brooks. We got a little bit of a live audience back here. We got our friend, cousin Curtis back here, Hitman's friend from Virginia. How about it, y'all? Let's give a big team drink. You asked for it. We gonna do it. Here it goes down the hatch.
Drinking problem.
Are you out, man? You need to get your number.
That's an everlasting beer right there.
Well, cousin, let's hear another performance. What you got?
All right, well, I'm gonna do with this one that people ask me to play all the time, and this one I wrote a long time ago.
We're gonna do this one.
You learn the chords real quick.
Yeah, we can learn them real quick.
I'm just
We're gonna
joking.
capo it up in A, I think in the second fret right there, and get it in. Key.
No, this is in
Oh, you're gonna do it in D. All right.
a little song called "Keep Your Faith." Keep your faith.
Oh, sometimes it's hard, darling, to keep your faith. Yeah, sometimes it's hard, darling, to keep your faith.
Oh no, that's right.
Yes, you may find yourself always a God-forsaken place.
son.
All right.
Tearing it up on that damn harmonica. Good God Almighty. Cat walkers for you. Now, I don't even like harmonica players.
Me neither.
But I like what you putting down, sir. As good as it gets. Folks, it is time for everybody's favorite contest. How many damn picks are in this jar? If you can be the lucky person to guess how many picks are in this jar, you will win a $20 gift certificate tonight from Red Buffalo Brewing in my beautiful hometown, downtown, Statesville, North Carolina. Joe and the good fine folks down there, they've got some good beer, and they're trying just to give the stuff away. Can you believe that? Who gives beer away? They're just trying to give the stuff away. They can't give away enough of it. It's so good. It's so good. It is so good. So, y'all comment your answer, and whoever answers correctly and guesses exactly how much, and if nobody guesses exactly how much, then we'll just pick the person who guessed close enough. How many picks are in this damn jar? How many you think's in there? You want to hold?
Well, give me a second. Oh, let's see. I'm gonna say about 35.
35? Okay.
I'd say 40.
40? I don't know how many are in there, but we're going to talk about something else. We're going to do our album spotlight. And I know you think a lot about this guy, and you probably got some good stories about this guy. Just go ahead and talk about that right there. Show it to the folks.
Oh, yes.
We're talking about a real guitar player. We're talking about a real musician, a world musician. He didn't just play blues, folks. He was also a sheriff of what? In Texas, right?
Slidell, Louisiana.
Slidell, Louisiana. Yeah, Clarence Gatemouth Brown, y'all. Tell him a little bit about it, Tad, while I cue up this record here.
Oh, really? Well, he's probably all around, probably the greatest musician I've ever seen.
Is that right?
And he invented half of the guitar. He's one of the inventors.
Did he
of rock
invent the
and roll.
guitar?
One of them.
One of the guys that
One of
invented
the
it, probably.
inventors of rock and
Yeah.
roll.
Okay.
And he was a piece of work. Me and him got along fine.
Yeah.
I had a friend of mine that I was working with that played pedal steel with him for a while.
Right, Cal, right?
Cal Freeman.
Yeah.
As,
Talk a little bit about that. Now, that guy was on Hee Haw, right?
No, they were.
No, I
on,
think I saw him on an episode of Hee Haw. I swear,
Well, they might
I
have
swear I
been on
did.
Hee
I
Haw.
saw him the other day because I told Kelly, I said, look, that's the guy that Tad knows, Cal. I swear to God, he was on
He
Hee Haw.
might have been on.
He was on Hee Haw. I think
Well, they
that's
were
him.
on. It was Gatemouth, Roy Clark, and Cal
Right.
Rowan, Austin City Limits one.
They were on. That's who was on the Hee Haw. He was backing up Roy Clark and yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Roy Clark was on Hee Haw.
It was on Hee Haw. Yeah. Yeah.
How did you
That's
get the
where I
name
saw it.
Gatemouth?
I don't know.
No earthly idea. I never asked
I
him
did
that.
get that.
I tried not to ask him any stupid questions.
I'm talking about stupid questions in Gatemouth. The first time I saw Gatemouth play, the first time I saw him was on that Eric Clapton tour where Eric Clapton went and did the blues thing. And Gatemouth opened up for him, big Coliseum. Nobody really knew who he was. It was kind of, it wasn't,
It's kind of backwards.
it was backwards, yeah. But now I saw him at this place called Freddie's Armadillo in Charlotte, North Carolina a couple years later. And I mean, it was a little tiny club. I don't know if you ever went down to Freddie's Armadillo, but it was a small place.
Maybe a while ago.
Yeah, maybe a while ago. But this guy named Bob Dunlap, who's a drummer in Statesville, North Carolina. If you're out there, Bob, shout out to you. How you doing? Long time no see, my friend. But anyway, I said, well, I'd like to get his autograph. I was like 19 years old. You know what I mean? And I said, well, I'd like to get his autograph. He said, well, just go up there and ask him for an autograph. So I don't have anything to get an autograph on. He said, here's the flyer. He said, just go over there and talk to him. Gates sitting over there at the table. I said, Mr. Gatemouth, I said, could I get your autograph? And they said, yeah, it's fine. And I thought, oh, okay, well, he signed it. I've got an in. And he slid the paper back to me. And I said, so Mr. Gatemouth, I said, I saw you play with Eric Clapton. He said, yeah. He said, get the fuck on out of here. I think I got set up. I don't know. But anyway, I'm going to cue this record up. Folks, I've never danced in my life before until 2 weeks ago. When we do this album spotlight, I didn't tell you about this, but we do a little dancing too. So you do whatever you want to do. You can dance. You can sit there and scowl with your sunglasses on. Either way, I don't care, good buddy. Because, cousin, we about to do it right here with a little bit of Okie Dokie Stomp. Mr. Clarence Gatemouth Brown. Friday Night Gamble, folks. Don't be fooled by imitators, because there's a lot of them that's going to pop up trying to do what we're doing out here. And fear the what? Originators. That's right. We don't assimilate, folks. We innovate. Four Saints Brewery, Red Buffalo, Tad Walters. My God. Diana Ross ain't never done moves like that. You know what I'm saying?
She did.
I'm sure she has.
Great.
You're winning again.
I'm winded, brother.
Winded over that?
A little winded. I get
You were
winded
cool
when
last week.
I was cool last week. I'm a little winded. But last week we were doing Lightning
It was a
Hopkins.
slow. It was a slow.
And we was doing that slow burn. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm a little. That was a fast
I
one.
think 8 miles get you excited.
Yeah, to get you popping.
It's all wound up.
You know, yeah, man. Yes, sir, son. Hell yeah. All right, well, cousin, tell me a good story from the road. I know you got a lot of them because you play with a lot of greats. And not only that, but you hung out with them.
Well, I tell you the time I saved Chuck Cotton's life.
Well, that's a good interlude because Chuck Cotton is going to be our guest next week
Speaking of greats.
on the Friday Night Gamble. Yeah, tell me about that.
All right, so
You couldn't have saved a better man's life. I'll say that
That's
too.
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
All right, so he had, for some reason or another, my car was broke down or something, and he had to drive from Greensboro to Raleigh. So as he's pulling out of the gas station in Greensboro, they keep the miles in, because this is miles count. Somebody knocks him on the side of his van. So he says, it's all right. So he keep driving. He drives to Raleigh, picks me up. We drive down to Charlotte to pick up Mookie. I start driving. So that's Greensboro to Raleigh to Charlotte, Mookie. Drive down across South Carolina, across Georgia, get to Jacksonville, Florida.
That's where everything always goes wrong, right?
Right. It's nationally known. But because we're heading down to Central Florida somewhere, I can't remember where we're playing with Bill Morganfield. And
Muddy
the
Waters'
was
son.
coming.
Son
Yeah,
of Muddy
Muddy's
Waters.
son.
Muddy Waters' son.
So the sun was coming
And you
up.
played with him for a while, right?
Yeah.
Now you were on his albums and
Yeah. Well, he started out when I was playing with Bob, and we would back him up.
shout out to Bob Margone. How
Bob
you doing out
Margone,
there?
And then he went out on his own, and then I went with him for a couple of years there.
Yeah.
And so we were I don't remember when this was. It was a few years, 10 years or so ago.
Yeah, it's been a while back. I know this story. It's a good one too.
Anyhow, the wheel coming down in rush hour morning traffic as the sun was coming up. We drove all night. I was driving. Chuck was in the passenger seat. Mookie was in the back seat.
Mookie Brill, if you're out there, I think he might be watching the show. Mook.
I think he was asleep through. He slept through the whole thing.
Right.
But the wheel popped off. The front passenger wheel.
Son, what do you
popped
do
off
when that
and
happens?
I was going about 70, 75.
Oh, so you were
miles an hour.
driving. Okay,
Yeah.
you were driving.
And
That's a nightmare.
I don't know how in the world,
Right.
but I just got it off of the side of the road. It's,
So you
don't
felt
do
the
anything
pop, you
stupid,
just kind
don't
of.
slam the brakes.
I'm
on.
sure the wheel was going crazy.
It wasn't that bad.
No?
But you don't hit the brakes. You got to watch out for these idiots on this road.
Right, they talk on a
Yeah.
cell phone. And
They're all
everything
from
like
Florida.
that. Yeah.
So, and the wheel is running down the road until it starts outrunning us, and then it goes into the swamp.
So you got to do
So
recon.
we got stuck there. I stayed with the van. Chuck and Mookie went out and tried to find the damn wheel. And then finally, somehow or another, we got a hold of a tow truck. So we got towed up. They got the axle fixed. It was a broken axle. And then we made it to the gig right on time. And we didn't even miss the gig. And at one point it was on the internet. Somebody took it down.
It was on the internet.
Yeah.
What was on it? What was on it? The whole.
Not the gig that we almost missed. But we got that
Oh,
all
the
the
gig
time.
was on
Yeah.
there. I got you. I was gonna say,
So-
damn, they out there filming y'all on the side of the road, looking through a swamp.
Yeah.
On YouTube.
Goodness gracious.
Well, no, when I got the thing off the side of the road, Chuck said, "Man, you saved my life." I said, "Man, I'm just trying to save it, just trying to not wreck. That's all." You
I was
have
just
to
trying
do
not to
it.
kill us all.
Yeah.
We'll talk about Robert Lockwood Jr. because I know he's been a big influence on you and your
Oh,
music.
absolutely.
And we got to mention him with you on. If nothing else, you're an excuse to put him out there because a lot of people don't know who Robert Lockwood Jr. was, but they should because he's one of the best guitar players that ever was out
Absolutely.
there. I mean, without a doubt. And he was the stepson of Robert Johnson. Talk about Tad had some. You were lucky enough. I wasn't, but you were lucky enough to meet him and have some conversations with
Yeah.
him and personal relationships with him. So talk about him and how he influenced your music.
Well, I used to have a suit. It was about the color of this record, with blue, and he wanted to trade suits. Of course, I'm tall and skinny, and he was short and chubby, so he wanted to trade suits, so that wasn't going to work.
No.
But he was always just kind of a crotchety old dude, but he's really a man. He really.
All those old crotchety guys are nice guys, just like you.
What is that supposed to mean?
I don't know. I've known you long enough to tell you that.
Well, I went to his house a couple times. He lived in Cleveland toward the end of his life, and anytime I was up there visiting my family, I would, head up there and
Yeah.
see how he was doing.
Yeah, I never put that together. That's right. He did live in Cleveland. Your family was up there, so that's how you were able to go check him out.
Yeah, they played every Wednesday. I'd just go up there and buy CDs and stuff like that and hang out with them.
Tad's got a lot of good stories, and we was riding down the road, coming from a gig. Now, me and him and the Hitman sometimes do an old deep blues show, just out of the blues. Sometimes we'll get together and do just so I can go back and play this stuff and revisit. We were riding home not too long ago, and you told me a story about Earl Hooker and Pine Top, about loud volume. And you said, tell them about that story about Pine Top, about what happened to us here
well,
with Earl Hooker.
When you're talking to Pine Top, half your conversation was him going, What is that? You know why I'm deaf? Earl Hooker deefed me. So Earl Hooker played real loud, he'd steal, if he had a gig, he'd go steal an amplifier, and then after the gig was over, he'd go sell it.
Same thing with guitars, right?
If he stole a guitar, he'd
Put his name on it.
So I don't know how that worked out.
Y'all, if you don't know who Earl Hooker is, you owe it to yourself and deserve it to go check him out on YouTube. He's John Lee Hooker's cousin, but he ain't deep in the mud like John. He's all over the place.
Oh,
Two bones in a roach. What is it?
There's that 2 bugs in a roach.
2 bugs in a roach. That's right.
And,
Well, speaking of two
bunch
bugs in a roach, let's play 2 bugs in a roach or something like it. What you got? Maybe pass your guitar.
We could do something like that.
Do something like that. Maybe play a little guitar for him. I know you can pick one. Play some hot guitar on it. What key?
Well, you want to do that song, or you want to do that?
Let's do one of your originals.
All right, we'll do that one. then.
Let's do that one.
A.
Let's see.
Oh, I'm melting. Yeah, there you go.
There we go. Cape up on here. I'm ready when you are, sir. Play it in A. Like you're playing an A. Well, Kay, I thought you said D. There's a technical glitch there, folks.
All right.
Go ahead.
You got it in A? All right, there we go.
so much for tuning in tonight. We're about to draw it to a close. We thank our sponsors, Four Saints Brewing, Red Buffalo Brewing. I hope y'all guessed them how many picks in that jar. I want somebody to go home with some beer tonight, honey. You know what I'm saying? Shouldn't somebody go home with some free beer?
I believe so.
I think they should. What do you think, Hitman?
I think they should.
Folks, the Hitman Brooks, Tad Walters, our special guest. We'd like to thank our staff, Tony P., our MC, Addison Presswood, Kelly Newman, and all the fine folks out there. Folks, if you like this stuff, you can follow our links that are listed on the live stream there. And also, if you like to share this Friday Night Gamble episode with your friends, you can do so via my Facebook page. It will be uploaded at 8 o'clock and also on my band page here on Facebook. But you can go to YouTube. My YouTube channel is Matt Walsh Music, and we'll upload it there at 8 o'clock. You can share it and tell everybody about it. We got old Showbud over there. Where you at, Showbud? Come on, let's come on up here and let him see you. Come on. You want to? Well, he's shy this week, folks. You ain't gonna see no Showbud this week. But anyway, folks, come tune in to us next week on the Friday Night Gamble. We got a guy. You know this guy. You know Chuck. Who? Chuck.
Saved his life.
That guy you saved his life, Chuck Cotton. Next week
I know
on
a
the
lot of
Friday
people.
Night Gamble. You cannot afford to miss Chuck Cotton. He is a fantastic drummer. He is a fantastic human being. We hope you tune in. We hope you have a great weekend. Don't be fooled by imitators and fear what, Ray?
The originators.
It's the Friday Night Gamble, folks. We'll see you next week.